What is going on, guys? Welcome to another video. Let's get straight into this one. So as you can see from the title, this is officially part one of the turbo build series on the Z. So for those of you that are new to the channel, my 2012 Nissan 370 Nismo is currently supercharged, and it has been that way for about 2 years. But I recently decided that I want to switch to a mid-mount turbo setup from Boosted Performance. So that is what we are going to be doing. And this part one is going to be taking off the supercharger because it actually is sold already. And everything you see here, such as the charge piping, obviously the blower, and then kind of all this stuff in the front, has to come off because it is going to the new buyer of the supercharger. So a little bit of a bittersweet kind of moment. You know, I've had this kit for 2 years, bought it brand new, learned a lot when it came to just boost overall on this platform and how to install things and work on things. But so it's been very fun, but super excited to get the turbo and kind of see what the turbo life is all about. So I've started taking off some of the basic stuff, such as the strut bar, engine cover, you know, things like that, a few clips here and there. Took the front bumper off. So the car's gonna be sitting in this position for a while because I don't have the turbo kit yet, but I'm kind of starting to take everything off now so that I can be ready when the kit arrives. But next step, I'm gonna be taking off this bash bar right here, taking the intercooler off, the blow off valve, and kind of labeling all this because I wanna make sure that when I ship this kit to the new owner that he can install it easily because everything will be labeled. So yeah, that's kind of the plan for this video. I'm gonna show you guys the steady progress that I make as I take everything off. And then when it's fully off, I'll kind of show you guys what goes into this supercharger kit. But anyways, we got a lot of work to do, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, guys, so we are making some good progress on the Z. I've been working on it for about an hour and a half now. You can see a ton of stuff is taken off. So I have parts over there. That's the intercooler brackets, the blow-off valve. I have the PCV lines, sorry, the crankcase lines that connect to the intake there. Have pretty much all the charge piping off at this point, the Y section, and then kind of all the charge piping in the engine bay, plus the intake tube, and then the intake as well there. Got the intercooler off. So kind of the easiest stuff is coming off first, but take a look at this. So if you've watched kind of my last, I think it's 2 videos ago, I mentioned that I was having some problems with my car for a while where at idle and kind of relatively low cruising speeds, the car would almost stall and kind of jerk. It would just be driving not the best, to be completely honest. And I couldn't really find it. I ended up finding that one of my headers was cracked on bank 1, which when I fixed that, it did, you know, solve some things, of course, but it didn't really fully solve my issue. And now that I'm kind of looking at everything, I was inspecting this line right here, which is actually running to my catch can right there. And when I first found it, this line was pinned right up against this bar right here. And when I say that it was flat, I mean, it was pretty much almost flat. And you can see that, you know, the mark on there, plus the stress cracks on the side, that this line was pinned like that for a while. I mean, I installed these catch cans probably a year ago, and I haven't really checked them since, at least not this one. But I'm wondering if this being this way is why I was having issues. Maybe I'm dumb, you know, maybe this has nothing to do, this can't even affect the problems that I was having, but I can't imagine that having this line squished like that where it's not getting, you know, ventilation through it is good. So kind of another thing, you know, I never thought to check for this because I thought everything was good down here. So I'm actually gonna be completely relocating these lines. I might even do a whole new catch can setup, to be completely honest. I'm not a huge fan of the location of this, but luckily with the turbo now, I will be able to have both my catch cans up here in the engine bay. So that's what I'm gonna do. But yeah, we're making some good progress. Take a look at the blower right there. I have not seen the actual wheel since, you know, I first put the supercharger on. And you can see, I mean, it's super clean in there, at least from what we can see, because I've always ran the intake on the setup. Whoops. I've always ran the intake on the blower. Never ran it with a turbo guard or anything like that. And I mean, if I put my finger in there and kind of move it, you can see there's absolutely no shaft play in this. This is really, really strong still. And then the blades are all looking good, as you can see. So that's a great sign. I mean, after, 18,000 miles that I put on this kit, it's great to see that the blower is still holding up fine. So the next thing I'm gonna do now is start removing these oil lines. This is the Rotrex magnetic oil filter for the supercharger fluid. Unfortunately, I did just do a supercharger oil change like maybe 1,000 miles ago. And you know, so that new owner is gonna have a brand new filter pretty much, and with brand new fluid and stuff. But yeah, next is gonna be taking that stuff off, and then I'm gonna be taking all the pulleys up here, all these right here, that are part of the actual supercharger system. So yeah, let's get to doing that right now. So I'm about to call it a night. I kind of worked on it for another hour, made some pretty decent progress. Pretty much I would say about half the kit is off at this point. As you can see here, I have taken off all the supercharger pulleys. There used to be a bracket here that held 3 of the pulleys for the supercharger, and then there was a bracket under here that holds 2 additional pulleys. So that is all off. At this point, I'll have to figure out, because there is, I think, 2 OEM pulleys I need to put back on the car, but honestly, I have no idea where those went, so I'm gonna have to figure out what I need and buy it. But at this point, just the blower needs to come off, and then all the kind of everything that's left on the car is stuff that has fluids in it. So I have to disconnect these throttle body coolant lines right here that will have to go. I think I'm just gonna do the throttle body coolant delete, but I'll have to disconnect those so I can disconnect the reservoir. But before I do that, I need to drain all the coolant from the car, which I don't wanna really do right now. And then I need to drain the supercharger fluid here, which, like I said earlier in the video, kind of sucks because I just did an oil change on the supercharger fluid. And this fluid, if you guys aren't familiar, it's like $140 for 1 quart, the bottle. It's kind of crazy expensive, but yeah, I will have to let this line drain just so all that fluid can come out, or at least as much as possible. And then I can remove the supercharger oil cooler, which is this right here, and pack that all up. But yeah, guys, honestly, at this point, I'm pretty shocked at the amount of stuff that I was able to take off today. I will say it is much, much easier to take off the kit than it is to put it on, even though putting this kit on is pretty easy compared to other forced induction kits. But yeah, that's kind of how it works, you know? It's always a lot easier to take things off a car than it is to put them back on. So not complaining. I think realistically, within another maybe 4 hours of work, 3 hours, I should have everything off. And then at that point, I'm just going to pretty much clean everything up because it is really dirty. I don't have to clean it, but you know, I'm a nice guy. I want to ship this kit out and have it as clean as possible. Although obviously a lot of these parts have been on the car for a while, which is why they're very full of oil, you know, dirt and all that stuff. But I've also labeled as much parts as I can here. I have things like this that are all labeled up for the buyer. Like I said, I don't have to do all this. It's kind of extra work, but I want to do it. If it was me buying the kit, I would love to have this stuff labeled and cleaned up. So that's what I'm going to do. But yeah, we got a bunch of tools laid out that I need. So now I'm kind of gonna, you know, let the car sit like this for now. I'll come back another day. We'll pick up the video and we'll continue taking the kit off.
3 days later.
All right, guys, so I'm picking up the video. This is a few days later. Kind of took a break from taking the kit off, but as you can see in front of me, I got the blower assembly off, and the Rotrex C38R is just peeking there. But yeah, I cleaned it up a little bit because it was dirty. So everything else looks good on it, though. The blades and everything, as you can see, they're a little dirty, obviously, but there is no play in the shaft at all. No play whatsoever. And none of the blades or anything are broken. So the blower is in extremely good condition. I did an oil change on this way earlier than I had to also, so I'm not surprised to see it in a good condition, but that is off. Got all the other stuff off, you can see here, and I managed to get the cold side piping off that connects directly to the intercooler and the outlet of the Rotrex blower. So at this point, officially, like 90% of the kit is off. The only thing that I have to do now is remove the coolant reservoir, which I'm about to do. But before I do that, I have to drain the coolant out of the car, just because I did get a comp 6767, but it is a water cooled turbo. It is oilless, but I will have to run the coolant lines to cool the turbo. And since I'm gonna do that, I might as well just drain the whole system, because I'm gonna have to tap into the heater hose back there and then one over here. And then I also, most importantly, need to remove these hoses right here running off the throttle body. These are actually the ones that feed the coolant reservoir. They attach directly to the bottom, and it's just two lines teed into each other. So you have one line here that tees into this coolant pipe, and then there's one that goes all around to the bottom of the reservoir. So I'm gonna drain this out, get this off, and once this is off, that's it, guys. At that point, the kit is fully 100% off, which is crazy. I kind of forgot how the car looks without a massive blower sitting here, and now it's just gonna be, you know, two charge pipes right here. It's gonna almost look like a bolt-on car instead of a boosted. So yeah, it is bittersweet. You know, it's been a long time since I've seen the engine bay without the blower sitting in it, but I'm glad it's going to a good home, and I'm glad that I'm switching over to turbo now. So yeah, I'm gonna get to draining the coolant and we will be fully done. After that, I do have to pack all this stuff up, which is gonna be kind of a whole nother deal because I still have to clean up a few of this stuff and I have to figure out how I'm gonna ship all this. But the biggest things, not sure how I'm gonna ship that bash bar in the center cooler, but I'll figure it out. Anyways, let's get to it and we'll pick up the video once I've finished taking everything off. Okay, so the kit is fully removed. Everything is taken off. I just got done taking the reservoir off and all the lines and stuff like that, and it's done. Got a bucket down here full of coolant that I don't know what I'm gonna do with, and then some of the supercharger oil. Like I said, it kind of sucks because this is all like pretty much brand new oil. Obviously it doesn't look like that when it's in the bucket, but I had just done an oil change on the supercharger like maybe 800 miles ago because I was kind of decided on just keeping the supercharger. And then of course I changed my mind, but yeah, pretty much throwing away like $100 worth of oil here, which sucks. But I'm gonna throw this stuff away because I don't need it. Everything else is in bags right here, all the hoses and oil cooler and stuff like that. And then I have all the couplers, charge piping, blower and stuff like that. So when it's off the car, it honestly doesn't seem like that much stuff. You know, when you're putting it on, I will say it kind of seems like you're doing a bunch of stuff, but because all this stuff was already like cut to size and stuff like that, it was just super easy to take off. I probably could have done this in a day if I would have just dedicated like 8 hours to it. That's probably how much I took to actually take the full kit off. So yep, it is fully off now. At this point, this video is pretty much wrapped up. There's nothing else that I wanted to kind of do in this video. Obviously, I can't start the car up or do anything else that's super exciting just because I don't have any other stuff to do. But stay tuned for the next video, guys. The next video is going to be removing these long tube headers that I have because I do have Fast Intentions long tube headers on this car. But since I'm doing turbo now, I'm going to be doing the Z1 shorty headers, and I will no longer be able to run long tube headers. So if you're watching this video and you're interested in these headers, let me know. They're going to be up for sale. I did have issues before with them, full disclosure, where the runner on this one and the passenger side actually cracked, but I had it professionally repaired. It is actually much stronger than the welds that come from Fast Intentions, and they don't leak or anything. So I'm willing to let them go for about 600 OBO. I can do like 600 shipped if you want me to ship them. So if you're interested, drop a comment down below or DM me on Instagram. I'll put my Instagram on screen, and then yeah, that will be the next video. I'll be taking those off, and then I will also have to be fixing some things that I'm missing, such as I don't have the hose that goes from this throttle body coolant neck to that pipe right here. So I have to buy that, put that back on. I have to also buy, there's an OEM pulley that's supposed to go here that I don't have, and then I think 2 bolts. So one right there that I have to buy because I just honestly have no idea where I put them. And then I also have to buy these bolts right here that used to hold the supercharger bracket, but obviously now I don't need them. I just need the OEM bolts, so I need to buy that as well. So that's pretty much what the next video is going to be, is kind of removing things and putting things back on that I'm going to need to have for when the turbo kit arrives. So definitely stay tuned for that, guys, but I appreciate you guys for tuning into another video, and we will catch you in the next one.